Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Saturday Dota League. It's only one day a week, but it's the best day of all, of course. As we have Mastadon Gaming up against MEMP, which is, someone is Me Pastor. I don't remember who it was. I really don't. Sorry. But, anyways, I'm Master Revolution 5. I'll be joined by Archaea. He was running to grab a snack or something. We were hoping to get a break in between the games, but unfortunately the schedule did not allow for such a thing. So, we're going to go right on into it. We did not get to cast the draft. We're actually casting from the ticket at the moment. Again, due to the schedule not allowing it, but we're going to move right into it, so no big deal. And we will need to take the stream down briefly in between games right after this one. Just to edit the delay to 5 minutes. It should be on about a 5-minute delay right now, but we'll see. Because that was the request of the admin. Mastodon going to be picking up. Wait, I'm on directed camera. That's why it's moving so smoothly. There we go. Mastodon have picked themselves up a tiny. The second tiny we've seen today without a wisp, the first one being unsuccessful, of course. That's going to be played by Yarvi. And welcome, Archaea.
Hi there.
What was that squeak? Oh, God.
Probably that.
Yeah.
It's the microphone, like the cord for it's a little rigid.
Yeah, I can hear. Anyways, we have Pillow on the Tusk, Iced Tea on the Invoker, Mid Broda on, or MTD, Mastodon Broda, on the Shadow Shaman, who I think was around in the chat earlier. I remember seeing a name like that. And we've got Zach on the Night Stalker, not sporting the new set, but we'll see. If you want to go ahead and introduce MEMP.
MEMP. Alright, well, having a little bit of an engagement in the mid lane is a move fail on the Storm Spirit. Woo! Chasing each other, well, a little bit. There's a fight going on, so I'll let that happen. Either way, Float's playing the rat. I'm actually super pumped for that. And then towards bottom lane, Marcho on the Vengeful Spirit, Casey on the Razor, and Lig on the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, and of course we didn't get to cover the draft, but I'm Master Revolution 5, joined by ArchaeaDota for Truesight TV. Let's get this game underway. First Blood going over to the Nature's Prophet. That'll give him a good hefty start to his Midas, or whatever he wants to get, yeah. I really think Ag's Refresher Prophet is going to be so good now. Yeah. I liked it before because it just rained money, and it did a good chunk of damage, let's be honest. But it's even better now. However, just the Sprout buffs in general and the nature of the game, the fact that armor on Tier 3 towers has been reduced slightly, it makes it easier to rat, and it's really annoying to play against. But
it's really fun to play, I have to admit.
It's not as fun as Naga, but to each their own, I guess. Marcho actually going to get jumped on by Tusk. Tiny stun coming out, but another stun coming out onto Yarvi, as they will miss the Sunstrike, but only barely. Yarvi in a lot of trouble. He will end up going down to Casey, who was able to steal 56 damage there. Brutta gonna shackle him up as well. And Lig in a little bit of trouble. Gonna snowball forward onto him and take him down.
I like this. This game has a better start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh god, Naga Residence, Sleeper.
Yeah, we wait half an hour for First Blood, and then it begins. Then the game starts picking up.
She finally got Radiance. Call the viewers.
Yeah, call...
Alert the masses.
Yeah.
No, this is 4 kills before the 2-minute mark. This is Dota. Welcome to the Blood Brawl bath thing of Dota. Defense
Early game.
Ancient. What is that?
Early game got a pretty significant buff to ganking, so all of this actually matters now.
I figured out the logic, Archaea. If they're dead, we don't have to defend our Ancient.
There we go. That's what it is.
It's not that they can't defend. It's that we don't have to. It's the lazy man's approach. Even though it is quite hard to get kills. Nature's Prophet, though, in lane, going to be doing just fine up against this off-lane Night Stalker, who also received considerable buffs. And I'm wondering if we're going to see the Ag's Moonshard strat.
Oh, yeah, and you just run rampant.
Have you seen this yet?
Yeah, it's a huge AoE. What's funnier is if there's a bounty hunter on the other team, who then also gets to see this ridiculous. Meanwhile,
yeah, Razor takes down Shadow Shaman, Tusk takes down Razor in return. The downside to playing against this Razor, and I'm not really sure what pick it was because I wasn't watching the draft that closely, but the downside of picking into this Razor is that there's quite a few targeted spells. Night Stalkers are very spammable. Shadow Shaman is all target all day, except for the wards. Tiny to toss, you got a target. Tusk, he's going to target you with Snowball. It's really good to pick up that passive. He hasn't done it just yet, which is kind of surprising against this tri lane. Seeing as a Shadow Shaman here, that's just a free don't touch me, bro ability. Step back and check yourself before you wreck yourself ability.
I mean, 40 damage even is pretty huge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a little bit of a backwards push, surrounding them around their tower. I mean, this is where all the action is, really.
Yeah, sorry, I was snacking a little bit here.
What do you think about that Invoker Ags Deafening Blast, if it's maxed up?
It's not
I haven't
Ags.
seen it. I thought you have to have Ags to do it.
Sunstrike up top to help take down the Night Stalker. The Nature's Prophet, not the Night Stalker. Sorry about that, but
Fine.
Invoker's so far playing very well, and I think the max level Deafening Blast gives him a cool late game kind of perk.
Yeah.
That where most of his other spells, except for I think Forge Spirits, changes like it actually does something else as it gets better. Most of his other spells just kind of okay.
Wait a minute, is Mastadon actually sponsored by Arby's?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Because I was about to get really excited, like, I'm gonna go eat Arby's now, just because of this.
Okay, Brutta getting stunned up. There'll be a snowball out onto floats. A Sunstrike coming
goodness.
through. It won't connect on much, seeing as there's so many treants around. And already 2 down. Tusk could fall as well, as they will sprout an uphill magic stick, but it's not enough. Even the stun coming out from Marcho just to take the kill there, but
Jeez!
neither of these teams, they're not wasting any time. They said there's a Naga in the other game. Oh my god, these viewers must be falling asleep. Let's pick up the pace a bit, you know? Crank it up.
Yeah, no, chill. Seriously, it's... Heck, Nature's Prophet was jealous. He's like, there's nothing going up here. I'll go down there. What's gonna happen? And... wow. Now he's just gonna casually farm their jungle.
Yeah,
Oh,
why
I
not?
know. It's because it's 4 minutes. That's what it was. Nighttime.
Oh,
He's just gonna avoid. That's the best strategy. Like,
Yeah.
how do you not die to Night Stalker? Just don't be there during the night.
lock your doors.
Lock your doors and leave your house.
Yeah, he'll never see it coming. Casey, though, gonna drop very quickly. As, well, they just burst him down. And again, Shadow Shaman actually with 2 points in this Ether Shock does a considerable amount of damage. This is 200 damage at level 2. There are very few spells that are that potent that early on. Now, sure, it doesn't scale amazing in terms of actual single target damage, but it scales just fine as well. Ice-T gonna get hit with the Sprout, but the Nightman, he's come around here and he's fine in floats. He will at least bring him down. It's a trade for Invoker, but I feel like for Night Stalker, snowballing during the first night is something we rarely see anymore, and that's what he's going for. And it looks like he's actually going for Guardian Greaves here, which is terrifying. Meanwhile, Tusk, though, taking down the Vengeful Spirit. I can't analyze anything as Broda gonna go down. And Pillow on the run, 49 HP. Is Razor fast enough? Storm, the long range zip is not even enough. Tusk does end up falling. That is the downside to the long range zip. It's like, okay, I have to commit to this direction.
Yeah.
You can do lots of things in the mid zip. You can't stop. I don't think. I've never been able to do it, so. Unless you run out of mana, then you can stop. Night Stalker in a lot of trouble, actually. He will throw out another nuke, but not able to bring Storm down. The burst is too much for him. He didn't get the silence off, too, so.
Wow.
I don't think it would have kept him alive, but it would have been convenient anyway. As I was saying, though, these Guardian Greaves on Night Stalker could be insanely good. Sure, he needs move speed, but I don't think he really needs move speed. As they are going to go in Casey.
Oh my goodness.
It's perfect because Tiny doesn't even need the toss as well as the avalanche to secure the kill. They have multiple sources of damage, especially with Shadow Shaman again having this Aftershock to use. Sorry, I just realized we could use the rewind go live feature because yeah.
Oh, more action. Never mind. Oh, 4 down bottom. 4 MEMP.
Yeah. And Pillow is actually going to get jumped on by Storm. It's going to be enough. This is Zip forward taking him down. He does have a stun out on 3, but it'll just tickle them a bit as they do lose that. Now, mid tower is taking some damage. I'm really surprised that these other heroes aren't ratting hard while bot lane is getting pressured so hard. And this is exactly what they're trying to do. They're just like, okay, they have a Tiny. They want Tiny to get fat. We're not going to let that happen. We're going to kill Tiny over and over where, okay, he's forced to trade kills with us. That's not a way to build an Ag Scepter. That's a way to keep the game going. You know?
Oh, we might catch out Jig here. Oh, Leg, excuse me, I want to say Jig. Yeah, that should be it.
Yeah, kind of blocked off on the Sunstrike, but Tusk will secure the kill, who is doing very well for himself. And the upside of trading these kills is that the supports are actually getting more out of the lane than they normally would. Meanwhile, Razor taking down the Night Stalker.
During the day.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to take him down during the day, though. I still am questioning whether it's just Arcane Boots or whether he's going to build into the Greaves. I think they would be very useful, considering the amount of aggression coming out from MEMP.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of options. I'm pretty new to those kind of items, so I'm not sure how they're going to work with Night Stalker.
Do you know what Guardian Greaves do, right?
Yeah, it's the hybrid, basically, of the...
Well, it's more than that. Okay, see, 1 right click, 2 right clicks will do it. As Nature's Prophet ult does come out, they're going to go after Lig here. In the bot lane now, you've got me doing it. As Tiny takes him down yet again. He is getting quite a few kills, and therefore, I mean, it's 10 minutes in. Everyone is level 5 and up here, which is good. Not amazing, but it's good. And we're only going to see that increase as just more and more XP gets traded around. But we're seeing MEMP get a bit of an advantage in terms of gold. They're getting a few more kills, but XP is staying relatively even as a result. But no, the Guardian Greaves, they also, do you know about the Aura?
No.
It provides nearby allies with 4 health regen and 4 armor. If an allied hero's health falls below 20%, they receive 15 health regen and 15 armor.
Jeez.
Passively. And it doesn't matter if you just healed them or not. I mean, if they're still below 20%, you got some tanky heroes somehow, but...
Yeah, so that'd be great for some aggression, which really is happening. You see the whole team with below 20% health still fighting.
Yeah. Now, the problem being, as well, that they are very expensive.
Yeah. Oh, Snowball.
Up top, looking for floats. Can they do it? They don't have a Night Stalker ult, and he can't break the trees. He actually can break the trees with a Tango. Okay. I thought
that's
he had a
why you
blade, then I
always
realized he
keep a
didn't.
Tango and a TP.
Oh, but he may pay for it as well to swap back into the static link. Snowball coming forward, though. As Mastadon's Zach, he's going to try to take something down. Doesn't do much right-click damage, and actually that's a double kill for Casey with the Plasma Field. Storm on a killing spree now.
Wow.
Even the music's getting into it. Like, I never hear the battle music that loudly in Dota. But right now, it is like, it was chugging along there for a second. It's kind of nice. I keep it turned down most of the time, but actually, Bruda gonna move forward. Actually, gonna get taken down by Storm. Did at least get the Serpent Wards down, and I believe take down the tower. Yep. And those will probably be farmed by Natures and Storm at the same time as Tiny will get farmed here. Snowball coming in. blazing fast speeds from Tusk to Walrus Punch to take him down. They do get a Maledict off here, and actually he's stuck in the trees with the Witch Doctor. He'll trade at least, which is good enough. Invoker actually getting the kill, but Witch Doctor does manage to get his revenge with the Maledict from beyond the grave, something only a Witch Doctor tends to do. There's an interesting amalgamation of items up on the Nature's Prophet, but it's going to be a Dagon and a Chainmail for him. Going to keep fighting. I mean, when you're being this aggressive, a Dagon is an excellent item to go for. It's like, okay, guys, I finally got my Ogre Club. They don't have enough burst damage to... What's that? Oh, he has a Dagon? Oh, well... why did I buy this? To finish a BKB that I'm not going to have anytime soon?
Yeah.
Dagon is one of those perfect get ahead, get further ahead items.
It really is.
And Mufale going to be in a lot of trouble here. I see getting hit with the Dagon, though. As Mufale actually turns around and will help bring down the Storm, or the Shaman as well. Zipping back away from the fight. He's going to live. Yeah, and he's still got bottle charges. Actually going on Pillow now, who isn't able to Walrus Punch floats. It's a disaster in the mid lane, as MEMP are beginning to dominate at this point.
The good news is Tiny didn't die. The bad news is Tiny wasn't there. Although Tiny does have a Shadow Amulet, so... one can only imagine.
Is he?
I think he is, honestly.
But yeah, but what is he going for, actually? Like, is it just a Glimmer Cape? Or what?
I think Silver Edge would make a lot of sense.
Uh-oh. Ruda gonna go down. Level 2 Dagon now up for the Nature's Prophet. Ice-T tries to cast something, but the Dagon, it's just too strong.
Woo! There goes the Tiny. So that good news from the last fight is...
I will say, one reason I think he might go Glimmer here is because of the AoE damage from Witch Doctor and Razor. You could pop it and give yourself the extra magic resist to live through those nukes. However, is it enough? Nice dodge from the Tusk there as he actually does snowball right into the Vengeful Spirit, who's going to get punched and possibly taken down. And if they can just do enough damage, they will, as Tusk gets that negative damage aura, and Nature's Prophet going to TP out back to the base. But so far, it's 25 to 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
Now that's what I call Dota. I mean, I'm gonna call it Dota because, you know, it is Dota.
Yeah,
but
it's Dota.
You get it.
I get it.
Meanwhile, Casey does have a mech up as well. Night Stalker did pick up the mech, so that's surely going to be Guardian Greaves. And that could help the team sustain here. The problem is going to be, is it going to be too late? Tiny, if he's going for a Glimmer Cape, he's about 150 away. Now he has enough. I'm just trying to see if he's going to buy it out. It could be a Shadow Blade, but I don't like the option. I'm just going to go ahead and say, I feel like it's going to make you very weak. Like, the Silver Edge is a good item, let's be honest here, okay? It's a great item. I think the problem is building Silver Edge on someone who doesn't need it, or doesn't even use a Shadow Blade. Like, if he builds it on a Spectre, it's like, okay, so you have a Silver Edge. Cool?
Yeah, and Ags is just so much better.
Yeah. It's just, it doesn't make much sense. He does get attack speed from the Shadow Amulet, but I don't think that's what he's building it for, since you get the same amount you would from Treads or 2 gloves. It just... I don't think this is the right move. If they get an Ags up on Night Stalker soon, and they're able to pick up a gem, maybe it could work. But at the same time, then you're risking losing your Tiny because you might feed the gem away, you know?
Yeah.
Still 200 gold from a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, that's what he decides to even pick up and keep. Which, I mean, it's looking more and more likely.
I mean, yeah. I want to hope that it's not, but it probably is. And I'm not saying by any means that Silver Edge can't work. It can definitely work here. It's just, well, is it going to be effective? And is it going to work well?
Is it worth it?
Yeah, he will go for the Shadow Blade, so that's probably going to be the pickup. I feel like you'd want to get Ags, though, after your Shadow Blade and then get the Silver Edge.
You'd think.
Yeah, but I haven't seen this build. I want to say there is a Shadowblade build somewhere, and it basically is just replacing the Blink with Shadowblade. But of course, with all these newfangled fancy items,
Back in my
Pillow,
day, we had eat
turn around and
trees, not
snowball.
mangoes.
And they do stun him up. Don't have another Walrus Punch at the moment, but they will bring him down despite that. Now, Pillow in a bit of trouble. The Dagon going to come in. Night Stalker ult coming out, though, as Floats is going to be in some trouble. They don't have a way to break trees at the moment, unless they want to use the Tiny Stun, who is going to get bongoed, casked with his illusions there. I think that's my biggest flaw in my casting. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll just not have the word, and I'll just stop casting for a second. Anyways,
Hold on.
Lig gonna get hit pretty hard by the Tiny, as there is a buyback coming in from the Tusk. Zach getting tossed up here. They will swap him backwards, and he's actually living here. Brutta does get the ult down, but that's 2 dead. And Tusk just got to the fight. He'll throw out some ice shards, but nothing to come of it, as they bring down... Well, they brought down Storm at the beginning of that fight, so... They get nothing, right? Yeah, nothing. And they lose too. Storm does have his Bloodstone up, which is good. And there are the Guardian Griefs for Night Stalker. My question is... Okay, we know they're a good item. They're an amazing item, don't get me wrong, but... Just because it's an amazing item doesn't mean it's the right item. If your Crystal Maiden gets a Radiance at 10 minutes, that's all well and good, but... You could easily still lose the game.
Yeah.
They actually will spot out the Tiny here, who... They throw out a Sunstrike. The Blade Mail going to do a bit of damage back to him, but... They at least do get the Tusk Punch off. And there's those boots in action.
Yeah. It's a cool little effect.
Okay. It does now apply a healing cooldown, so... Just like Mech, it can't be... used back to back.
Alright. Well, Mastadon, your move.
Yeah, and actually they will dodge the cast with the snowball coming in here. Well, Tiny actually is going to eat the edge of that, but they will get a Walrus Punch off. A toss as well. They're going to take down the Witch Doctor. That's a great pick-off for Tiny right now, as he is sitting on 1,000 gold. A Sunstrike coming through as well. This could be another one. If he can just land a right-click, they will be good to go. And there we go. Another kill for Tiny. This is just what he needs to get him back into the game. However, as good as it is, what is he going for?
Yeah,
that's
if
my
his
question.
item progression isn't on point, then what are you building him up for?
If you hit for 225 bonus damage, that's great. But if it takes you forever to land that hit,
Yeah.
who cares? It's kind of like getting a Shadow Blade against Enchantress. It's like, okay, I'm here, I'm on her, let's attack. Whap. Okay, I hit her once, let's go again. Oh wait, I'm dead. Meanwhile, Night Stalker taking down the Nature's Prophet. Storm in a bit of trouble here. He will zip forward and use up the rest of its mana there. Very smart of him to not try to go for the low health Night Stalker and instead to say, you know what, I've got a fresh Bloodstone. Let's zip out of here and not lose the game as a whole.
Hopefully. Gotta hope.
I mean, it wouldn't have been the entire game. There is a Talisman of Evasion for the Tusk. I'm assuming this is... Oh, well, this is going to be the... What is it? Solar Crest? Which, it's basically the same thing Medallion does, but it also gives either Evasion or Mischance, depending on who it's cast on. So if it's cast on the enemy, it gives them Mischance. If it's cast on an ally, it gives them Evasion. Although, I will be honest, I feel like it should give you True Strike against the enemy.
Just for that one hit?
Well, just for the duration. It's... Oh, what's the duration? 7 seconds. And it's got a 7-second cooldown, so it's basically continuous, you know?
Yeah.
But the blind is nice too, and it's as much evasion as a butterfly would give you, so... The True Strike component would only be useful in certain situations anyway. And getting an item that cheap that gave you True Strike would actually be completely ridiculous, I now realize. So never mind. In that way, it would counter itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, much ado about nothing. Oh, here we go. Maybe a Roche Pit.
Maybe. Vengeful Spirit hanging back. Just to give them vision. Can use the medallion inside the pit as well, so... They're not even using Vengeance armor reduction, but they will still be spotted out by the Sunstrike. Hopefully now Venge just says, you know what? Oh wait, no, they're just going to leave Venge outside the pit to be ready. Does throw down a ward. Spots them coming. Meatball to come down, but Storm already with the Aegis is just going to waltz out of the pit. He'll zip forward and go straight for Invoker and Tiny on the cliff. Nice placement of the Serpent Wards here, but Pillow going to go down to the Death Ward. And a little more as Shadow Shaman in a lot of trouble. Storm Spirit managing to take down Invoker and brew them. Going down as he turns around to cast something out on the Razor. Meanwhile, we've got Tiny and Night Stalker still alive, but only barely. And they're going to be backing off right now. He will actually find Lig, though.
Yeah, Tiny showed his face.
Oh,
That's
the swap.
enough to kill him.
He's got 10 seconds on the Shadow Blade. He'll buy out a Staff of Wizardry. And he'll go down.
4 for 1.
Yeah, and I believe Storm still has Aegis, yep. That's 3 Bloodstone charges for him. And a Perseverance. So it's either going to be Lincoln's, which will be very, very good this game. They already have that instant disable from Shadow Shaman. Not to mention it stops Snowball, it stops Cold Snap, it stops Toss, I think. Does it stop Toss?
What,
Lincoln's.
I think if you're getting Toss... Well, no, because you're not targeted.
I guess so. I know the Lotus Orb reflects Toss. And speaking of Lotus Orb, I'll tell you exactly why I think it's not that. He wants to dodge silence from Night Stalker. If Night Stalker gets a silence off on you and all you do is reflect it back at him...
He'll kill you anyway.
He's like, okay. You got anything else, buddy? We got it. We don't care. I'm silenced. Oh no, I can't cast my nuke. Guess what? I hit like a truck.
Yeah.
It's like if you went up to a Big Mac truck on the highway and you thought you'd be safe if you could stop him from honking his horn. Like, okay, so he can't warn you he's coming now. He just hits you.
Yeah, you're still dead.
You're still dead, yep. Level 4 Dagon, now up for Nature's Prophet, and,
Indeed. The blade mail's pretty cool. I like that on him.
The what?
Blade mail.
Yeah, the blade mail's good on him. It's an old build, but it's good still. And actually, Mufail gonna get hit with the armor reduction and that miss chance. Will go down in the end, but does have that Aegis to work with. And now they have less tools to kill him off. That Tusk is dead, but they do have 4 heroes here. He's fine. He don't care.
Yeah.
Forget about it. And Invoker does have a Blink Dagger picked up. That's pretty big. As I see,
here comes Storm Spirit.
We'll go down. They are going to get a nice Witch Doctor ulti off here, but Tiny getting in deep and able to help take him down. He does have the Malefice on him, but he does have a tree now. And in case he may be godlike, Yarvi, though, he's going to go down, and that's a team wipe. Now, Tiny does get his Ags, and I think that's very important here. However, they need to be able to use it.
This could be tier 3, maybe? I don't know. They're gonna push.
It's probably tier 3. Tiny doesn't have buyback. Shaman does not have wards. They may not push it, though. Which I'd be very surprised. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to hang out. They're going to get bot tower at least. But keep in mind, they have the Nature's Prophet. They have the Rat Factor. And that's going to be an issue in the late game as well. Venge now with the Force Staff. They will reduce the Dyer's vision for the moment. Night Stalker is working on Ags, but not making much progress. I love that buff icon from the Solar Crest, you know?
Yeah. Right above his head with the...
It's like a super medallion.
Armor, yeah. Well, they're ready to fight. Mastodon's ready to bite. Ooh. Well, that's a stack. That tiny just got a little fatter.
Yeah. What is Nature's building into? Just more Dagon. Well, not anymore, actually. Now that he's got level 5. He's relatively tanky now, and he can stop himself from being focused down with their burst damage, at least, via the Blade Mail. That's going to help him out a lot. Venge buying out some sentries, observers, etc. Gonna have a full stock to work with, indeed. As they're biding their time. I feel like they think they have the upper hand, but actually they're gonna grab Nightstalker here on the bot lane and be in a lot of trouble doing so. Nice tornado meatball combo from the Invoker. Nightstalker will get jumped on, actually, as he's going to go down, and Invoker's meatball seems to have done nothing now, as 2 more go down for Casey, who is sitting at 16, 5, and 11. And Brutta, he'll get the ult off, but he's dropping very quickly, and he will indeed go down there. Casey does fall. Godlike Streak going over to the Shadow Shaman, but Tiny just forced to hide for a minute. Now, do they buy back? Is my question.
No.
I mean, the racks could easily go down. We've got a Nature's Prophet here. Who, I mean, he doesn't have like a Deso, but he does a good chunk of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just gonna back off. Well, back and forth. I mean, MEMP is starting to come out. Well, they've been coming out on top, and Mastodon still got to run for the money though.
Yeah.
They
Sunstrike. Oh, misses slightly, but Mufail now knows they're coming for him. So Float's headed back toward base. Sorry, I got mixed up with the colors there. And he's gonna go E-Blade. And at this point, I mean, why not? You already pretty much one-shot the Shadow Shaman. If he gets any tankier, you want to be able to do more. Now, he did get a big strength buff last patch, but I still don't think it's enough to really make a difference.
Yeah.
He's still very vulnerable to that kind of burst damage, so... But as long as he gets his ult off in a good position, he's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Roche is being checked. Does respawn in just over 2.5 minutes.
Well, a little slow right now, but it'll pick right up here in a few.
Yeah. Maybe they're exhausted from all the kills. I mean, they have gotten 67 kills in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's an average of over 2 kills a minute. As actually, they're going to swap Nightstalker back and be able to take him down very quickly. He doesn't have an ult available since, I believe, yep, that was not his ult. It was actually just nighttime like usual. So... they're going to throw down the Shaman Wards. A nice position, but not an excellent one. As the Razor will still be able to outrange them. Throw out a stun, but don't catch Nature's Prophet in it. And now the Tornado coming out from Invoker. He's going to get tossed in as the Witch Doctor ulti is doing lots of work. They will back off, actually canceling that Witch Doctor ulti somehow. Tusk going down, though. Tiny dropping low, but still fighting. he's actually going to be able to make it back to base to regen. There's a buyback from the Invoker, but in the meantime, the mid tower does fall, and the Racks are next. As the Death Ball push coming out from MEMP seems to be working. They've got a very effective Death Ball at killing things, as well as taking objectives. And I think that's the big advantage they have here. Tiny did go for that Hyper Stone. He will stop Leg's TP back, but he's getting all his damage drained away at the moment. Yules comes out from the Invoker onto Razor, slowing him down a little bit. As Tiny will, well, he'll get the extra damage off, but most of his damage is missing at the moment. And he's about to run into the rest of the team. A Glimmer Cape to keep the Beach Doctor alive. He will throw out a nice stun, but it's not enough. Night Stalker did pop his boots, but it wasn't quite in range or something here, as he'll try to just man-fight up, but that's a team wipe, and good game is called as well, leading us over to game number 2, which I'm assuming is why I have a Skype message, because they're going to give us the password.
Alright, so let's hop in over there really quick.
Yep. There you go. Thanks for watching. I'm Revo and Archaea and that's Archaea for Truesight TV. We'll be right back with game number 2 of this series.